in to finish off the game, right behind them. Every single one of those run plays, they were running behind 44. Right? You cannot sit here and tell me that neither Travis Hunter, Ashton Gentry, Dylan Gabriel, or the other one, Cam Ward, all four of these finalists, or even number 5 and 6, I think there were other quarterbacks. None of them can do this. None of them can do that. And it's important that you understand that. It's important that you understand that as I transition back to what today's actual topic is, which is home field advantage. You have got to use what you actually have an advantage of. And that's how you win. That's how you actually win, whether we're talking football or we're talking business. So before I really make the transition, I want to make sure I'm clear when I give you guys the definition. Or I'm going to give you a definition for clarity, or make sure we define the two for clarity. All right. There's a huge difference between having a home and building a house. All right. This is another one of these topics that you can go and pull up my name and look me up and look up some videos or an article that I've written about this in the past. There's a difference between a home and a house. All right. Having a house is more of a transactional thing. All right. Having a house, you pay for a house and you just do whatever in it. You don't really build relationships. It's just a house. Having a home field advantage, like what we're talking about today, having a home is more of a relational thing. It's a relational thing, and building the relationships that you need to be building, that's what's going to lead to you understanding what you're good at, what exactly you can use as an advantage, and then when you know what your advantage is, to really lean into it. All right, the culture. If we even want to go back to how Michigan beat Ohio State, it was the fact that they leaned into what their strengths were. Their strengths were that D line, that front seven. They're making it so Ohio State wasn't able to, go and launch these fly routes or these post routes and, beat them on the perimeter. If they were going to beat them, they were going to have to beat them up front on the line. And they weren't able to do that. That's what I mean when I say home field advantage. So when we transition this into your business, when we transition this into your organization, when we transition this into how you want your organization to grow, and how you want to, or the things, the places, and the ways in which you should plant your flag as a business owner, you have to know these things. You have to be very, very clear on what your strengths are. Say it again nice and clear. All right. So you understand me. You have to be very clear on what your strengths are. What are your strengths going to be? What exactly are you going to provide the world, provide your customers, provide your clients, provide whoever it is willing to pay and buy money for your stuff? What are you going to provide for them that they cannot get anywhere else? You hear me say it every single time I turn on this camera, every single time I record a video, every single time I have an opportunity to explain to you guys. I played the game of football, played the game of college football, and I learned my teamwork lessons through the game. So I know my strengths are being able to teach lessons in teamwork. I knew that that's how I'm able to provide the material for you guys to listen to. The question now becomes what would be home base for you? What would be the thing for you to say, this is what I know I have background knowledge in, and I could provide my people or provide anybody with something that they're not going to get anywhere else. There's just a certain uniqueness that every single person has in them that it's up to you to figure out. And this is work. This is actually the work. The job is not to, when we're talking about the differences between house and home, or when we see what happened this weekend, we saw 4 teams in Notre Dame that has a lot of tradition. And this was the first time ever. All right. This is the 12-team playoffs, the first time that the college football is ever doing this, ever trying this. The first time that they've ever had home college football playoff games. And who's the first game we see? This stuff you can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't. This is the first time that we've ever seen a college football playoff home games, like actual home games in playoff atmospheres. And who is the first game